I should probably just start by apologizing to the listeners and watchers. Guys, I don't know, we had some technical issues, so I probably will sound and look weird. But you know what? We did the hard work to get you guys these episodes. We could have recorded at a later date and the episode will be out later, but we're like, no, it's for the listeners, I have to be on time. Anyway, just look at Lolade's side of the screen throughout
Yeah.
this episode. Don't look at me. Yeah, look at you, so humble. Like you weren't even like, no, don't look at me. It's like, yeah, look at me.
No, look at me. Enjoy my face. It's a blessing. So you should be enjoying it.
Oh my god, you're fair enough. Yeah, like humility. What's the point of that? It's just, yeah, guys, I do apologize. I don't know. Hopefully, the audio and video shouldn't be too bad and too distracting. Hopefully, the quality of our content is good enough to
hmm
overshadow anything.
It will be.
And if it's not, guys, guess what? We are poor. We're doing all this from our pocket. So, like, sponsor us if you want it to be better.
Yes, guys,
We can be in a
donate.
studio.
We need to up the content. We have kids to feed, families to
Ah,
support, you know?
don't please. No, we can let's be careful the jokes are cracking.
It's a large
I don't have any
podcast.
kids to feed. I don't want to put that
Yet
out in
that
the.
we know of.
I am very aware. I am very aware of the kids that I may or may
That's
not
we
have.
know
No, no,
of.
thank you. No, let's not put anything into the air, please. Um, I do have family support, but that's like my own family. I don't have any kids. Please, let's not do that. Are you ready?
Wink.
No, no winking, no winking. Very straight to camera, straight laced. No kids, nothing. We're not. No. Um. Yeah, you ready to talk about White Lotus?
I am very ready
I
for
feel like
this episode.
you've been waiting for a while.
I have.
I feel like you watched this maybe after we recorded five, so like you've been harboring your thoughts for a
I've
while.
been sitting on it.
Okay. We'll talk about White Lotus now.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast, the only podcast endorsed by the best Buddhists in China. Today, we're getting into the 6th episode of the White Lotus season 3. And joining me today, she's not shaving her head and playing bongos in Times Square just yet, but she's got enough soul for the two of us. It's Lolade. How are you doing?
Oh man, you keep getting better at those. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
That's good.
Can we just spend 5 minutes? Just give me more compliments, please. I need it. It's been a rough morning.
Yes, Becky, you're doing amazing. You're doing a
Um,
great job.
okay, that's too much. I'm I'm not very comfortable with compliments.
What do men want? You asked me for this.
Well, don't. Yes, but like we don't always know what we want when we get it. It's like I don't want that. It's like let's not.
Okay.
I mean, this is the right episode. This is the right show to talk about what do men want.
Thank you.
What do
I'm
women
happy
want?
we have that recorded, and that will be
Well,
in
I mean,
forever
I don't think
out
I'm the
there.
right man to speak for the entire agenda. So it's like I don't think what I say is held in high esteem or high regard.
Mm,
I personally, I don't know what I want. So,
okay.
but that's why we're here.
It's
We
okay,
use these
Becky.
shows to kind of explore human relationships and humanity and figure out more about ourselves.
Mm,
Is that pretentious enough? I think we can.
yeah, yeah, it is.
um, we're talking about why this is episode 6, 2 episodes left to the end of the season.
Mm,
Um, I hope this show just goes on for 10 seasons. Obviously, it won't, but like, it's just like, I was like, he's done it 3 times. Maybe he can just keep on making great
yeah.
seasons of TV. But first things first, I can't confirm what our screener access will be for episode 7 and 8, the final 2 episodes. As you guys will understand, Hate will probably be very, very um, security focused in terms of spoilers. So
Mhm.
if we will try our best to get these episodes to you as soon as possible. If we don't get screeners, then we'll just try to get it as soon as possible once the episode drops. So please be patient. Please watch out for those episodes. We'll try our best to get them to you as soon as we can. Yeah, and also obviously we're covering Severance, which is wrapping up. By the time you listen to it, I think the finale would have aired. So
Mhm.
yeah, so you can listen to the entire season of Severance on our coverage of that. Invincible as well as finished, so you can check that out. Yellow Jacket is ramping up excitedly in the back half of the season as well, so you can check that out as well for our coverage on all of that. Let's talk about White Lotus.
Yep.
As always, written and directed by Mike White. Um, I personally obviously enjoyed the first half of the season, but like these last couple of episodes have been really good
Mhm.
to me, and I think it's a lot of that groundwork from the first half is paying off now. The
Yes.
layers of the characters, the interpersonal writing and relationship is just I'm
Mhm.
just like I'm having a great time watching the White Lotus. It's just like I'm enjoying it scene to scene. So yeah, I just really enjoying like watching the it's obviously very different from like Severance, for example, which is a different kind of watch
Yeah.
or like even Paradise. All those other shows I've enjoyed the last few months. It's just like it's just I don't know. It's the beauty of TV, right? How shows can be different.
Yeah, and still
Like White
so
Lotus and
good.
Severance are not the same show, but like
Mhm.
it's just I'm enjoying watching White Lotus. Yeah, big picture thoughts. What are you thinking of the show so far?
Like you, same thoughts. First half was really good. I know some people have been seeing like comments and opinions about how it's slow and they're bored, but like I think people just need to learn to enjoy things and just
Mm-hmm.
consume like TV and movies for what it is.
Mm,
Like just let the writers, let the creatives get there. Follow them on their journey. They're not doing it for no reason. And
I
I
like
personally don't think it was boring. It
I
was
like this
good.
for you. I like this for you.
Like what?
Stay on the soapbox. I like when people come on the podcast and are preaching and are on the soapbox talking about the right way to watch TV. I mean, someone was like, "Have you not watched White Lotus before?" Like, if you're complaining that like
Literally.
the first half is slow, like that is the show. Like, it's
Literally.
no one's gonna die in the first episode and everything. So I don't know. I was like, I can't. Using the word slow for White Lotus seems weird. Like I can, even though I don't
Tell
agree, I can
me
understand with like
about it.
Severance
Yeah.
because like when people use slow for like the Cobell episode, or whatever. Even if I don't fully agree, I can understand that kind
I
of
don't
logic.
agree, no. They're
Yeah, I don't agree,
wrong.
but
We should tell people when they are
yeah,
wrong.
that's I've been doing it for a while. I'm on a mission to civilize. Um, Shout out to Will McAvoy to Don Quixote. But yeah, so no, I've enjoyed the season so far. It clicked to me last week in our coverage in between our coverage of episode 5 and this week episode 6.
Mhm.
We haven't like talked about death predictions once, and
Oh,
I love that for us.
true,
I love
yeah.
that for us. I like that
Let's
because
just
we both said that well, that's not how
I
we
don't
watch TV,
care.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I was like, oh, we haven't actually done death predictions once, and I wonder how many people listen to our podcast and like feel let down by that because
That we
obviously
haven't.
it's
Yeah.
so. But I mean, again, I think we're quite upfront about kind of the way we watch TV, and again, it's
Mhm.
not as if. But that being said, because we need to pay the bills, do you have any like death theories that you kind of like maybe have been rattling through your brain and you want to mention or you saw online? Or even
Uh,
people that you think maybe okay, who's number one to die, who's
number 1 to
number
die.
10 to die? Yeah.
I know we discussed earlier, we were thinking maybe Belinda, because why would they bring her back? And just something that happened in this episode as well, like towards the end of the episode. Is it Belinda? But I don't know. Other than that, I know we were also thinking like suicide, but again, I
Hmm.
really
You don't care?
don't care. Anyone can die. And
Yeah.
Mike White has let us know that anyone can die.
I think Belinda is safe. I think that is too much. I think like
Mm.
that's too nihilistic. I do think Greg gets his comeuppance this episode. I think that's her job this season. And I
Mhm.
think that's her job in this season. I think
Mhm.
if Greg killed another character, it's a bit too mustache twirling. And then that means he has to come back next season. So I think this is like the end of Greg's story. I think he gets his comeuppance this episode. Sorry, this
Okay.
season. Um, I think just again on this corner, I think Mike White is laying it on thick. He's telegraphing like Chelsea dying, so I think that's not going to be the case either.
Mm.
Because like she's had two near-death experiences, she keeps going about how bad things happen in threes.
Mhm.
So I don't know if she's probably one of the. I also think there's a chance that like there will be other deaths or at least maybe one other death not connected
Not
to
just
the
one.
yeah, but not connected to like the hotel death.
Okay.
Like maybe something else in a different storyline.
Okay.
Even maybe even in
Bangkok.
Rick's storyline. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about it. But I just wanted to let guys know that we haven't forgotten that people died, or rather, there are shootings.
Yeah.
All we know is that there's one body floating. Like it's
Yeah.
possible that nobody even died.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that we haven't forgotten it. But speaking of death, our boy Tim Ratliff is going through it this episode.
Oof.
He
Oof.
has two visions. First of a suicide attempt, and then of a
Mhm.
very dark murder suicide, which is just like, oh my god. The first one got me.
Oh,
Like
I
I thought the first one was real because
Me
it
too.
because at first I was like, oh no, they finished last episode with it. It's not gonna do it this time.
Mhm.
And then it kept on going. And it kept on going longer and longer. I was like, oh wait, is this actually real? And then
Yeah.
obviously it cuts to reality.
That
But
was
yeah,
me.
let's
That
talk
was
about
me.
Tim in the first half of the episode, right? Because
Mhm.
what we're gonna do, I want to talk about like the Ratcliffs as a whole, because
Mhm.
kind of their storylines intermingle. So let's talk about Tim and like just I guess his mental state before he gets to the monastery. What
Okay.
are you thinking about him?
Um, he's troubled. I feel I feel that he's felt that way since episode 1 or 2 even.
Too, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
since episode 2, he's been in a very, very rough state, and it's days keep passing, and he's more aware. He's going to bed. I don't even know if he's sleeping. He's going to
Oh, he's
bed.
sleeping. The lorazepam is definitely doing his work.
True.
That's why he's chugging them down.
Yeah, he's like going to bed thinking about what is going to happen, what he's going
Hmm.
to do. He's waking up, he's reliving all of that all over again, and he's not talking to anybody. He hasn't shared that with anybody, so he's
Hmm.
keeping it all inside, all within himself. And I guess suicide is what he thinks is the best way out in this situation for him. I Oh man. I don't like feeling for men, but I do feel for him in this moment.
I
He
mean, not only is he a man, he's also like a bad man. He
Yeah.
did do corruption. It's not like
Yeah. He's not necessarily a good person. He didn't do a
hmm
good thing. He's in trouble because of what he did.
yeah,
But I think him not being able to share this with anybody is also weighing down on him
yeah,
heavy.
yeah. It's yeah. I mean, like Jason Isaacs is doing a great job because his face just looks worn, and
Miserable.
he's like, oh my god. I do. Yeah, you're right. Like, I do see like we'll talk about his interactions with the monk, but like a lot of
Mhm.
it is just like she's like, if I could get out of this, like if I didn't have like it's just like you say the days keep coming, that's true, and like which each passing day he's closer
Mhm.
to going back to America and
Mhm.
inevitably going to jail, and and he's going through it, and like you said, no one he can't tell anyone about it.
Yeah.
The closest person to him, literally later in this episode says like I don't want to live if I'm not rich.
Ooh.
And he's like, this is
He's
the law that I want to
he
hear right now.
it
Um,
real I mean, we'll get to that part too,
yeah.
but yeah, it's not
Um,
looking good.
it's not looking good for the Ratliffs. Let's talk about his scions, his sons. Um, in a hilarious stroke disturbing. Yes. You
Can I just say last week I told you anyway. I said you and Obiora,
Opera,
sorry.
yeah.
I said I said this kiss is not the end of
Yeah.
it.
I have it in my notes.
Some more depraved shit is gonna happen. And I love Vindication. I watched it. Obviously, I was disturbed. Yes.
It
But
doesn't
I was
sound like it.
like, I was right. And it felt good.
um, yeah, I mean, the episodes, or rather, their storyline starts in a weird reversal of
Uh-huh.
roles, in which now Saxon is the one looking at Lachlan's bare ass, um, and as Saxon tries to get his wits about him, he starts to remember things about the night, and like you said, it is revealed that they had a threesome.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's I knowing that Mike White is like he doesn't really have a writer's room. I'm sure he has people that he talks to, but he doesn't have a writer's room. This is all coming from his head. And I wonder the different like permutations of this threesome that he went through before
For
arriving at it.
landing
Because
on that
because I
one.
do think this is perfect. Because I don't know if it's like the choreography of it, of like Saxon and Chloe on the bed, and then Lachlan and Chloe on the bed, and then Saxon on the other side. But like,
Mm.
if Saxon and Chloe, if Saxon and Lachlan were having sex, that's a lot more. It's a lot trickier to do from the
Mhm.
camera angle. Like if it's just two of them, it's weird. It's like
Mhm.
so like this threesome. I don't know. The mechanics of it just really work. I don't know how else to put it without sounding like a
I love how
psychopath.
you're analyzing this
Yeah, it's just
threesome.
yeah, because from I think from a writing point of view, I mean from a shooting point of view, it just
Mhm.
from a shooting point of view, it's perfect because like the
Mhm.
way he like reveals, like Saxon might just be out of it, and you reveal what Lachlan is doing to him,
Mhm.
and then the fact that Lachlan and Chloe and on the other bed, and I think all of that is just really well done and really well staged. But
Mhm.
even the writing is that if they don't have sex, right? So it's not the worst thing they could have done, but it's also not like you can't justify it, you can't excuse it. Like it's still, to your point last week, it's still worse than a kiss, but it's not like we don't see them having
Um,
sex.
I mean,
You don't
okay,
which one are you arguing with?
they're not having
Penetrate, yeah,
penetrative
yeah,
sex.
yes, yes.
What they did was
Uh,
still a form of sex.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Hmm. Yes. I'm just trying to align all my own past histories. No, I joke.
Uh,
Yeah, no, it is, it is. But yeah, my point is like penetrative sex is like the worst stage this could have got to, right? Like
okay.
if you're going stage by stage, this is the worst
Mhm.
stage. So like, so it's still transgressive. It's still
Mhm.
very bad,
Mhm.
but it's not the like
The worst thing.
worst step on the bus journey, which is why I just thought it was very
Agreed.
interesting. And it also, I like the idea that it happens while Lachlan is having sex with Chloe.
Mhm.
Something about that, I don't know what the word is, but something about that just makes it feel again like it's not one, is like it's not this secret.
Mhm.
Like it's not like somebody dragged somebody into like a dark room or whatever.
Mhm.
It happened with a third participant there.
Yeah,
And
present,
also
yeah.
Chloe is also not like scot-free in this
Yeah,
situation. Like
no.
you were there and let this happen. And as you said, you were not sober, but like you were very aware of what was going on. So I don't know, everything's just so messy. I really like it. I just think it's just brilliant writing and brilliant filmmaking. I don't know how to say it. It's just like the mechanics of everything just work. I was just like,
Yeah.
I wonder how many different drafts of this he had like to write up. Because yeah, it's just so good. But before I keep on gushing about incest, um what did you, because like you said, I have it in my notes that you were vindicated. Like what did you think as you were watching this unfold?
I saw it coming.
Hmm.
I saw it coming from episode 1. Remember, we're like, there's something about these
Yeah.
siblings.
Wait, can I ask you a question? Sorry. So last week when you were like something more is going to happen, did you
Mhm.
mean, I asked you this last week, but did you mean during that night or like during their stay?
I meant that night.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like late, like when they get back, like another night.
No,
Okay,
I meant
okay.
that night. That's the beginning of a night, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They were drinking, they had drugs, and they were playing, what, truth or dare or
I think something
kiss
like
each
that.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the beginning
Is that a game? Just
of
kiss each other.
something.
Is that that's a hell of a game? Like
No, I
no
don't know.
rules, just one tagline. Just the title is the rule. It's just like kiss
Kiss
each
each
other.
other.
Um, Shout out Chelsea though. She's just like, I peace. I'm out. I've.
Real.
She
She's
was like,
very
she was
real.
like, I've had a drink. I'm going to bed.
I want no parts of this. And she left. Well,
Oh my
good on
god.
her.
Good on her. Good on her. But yeah, Saxon is basically a walking hangover all day. And
Mm,
I don't know if there are worse places to be when you're this hungover than on a boat. I feel like that might just be very bad.
yeah.
Um, Lachlan comes up the boat and oh, and then he also says that he doesn't remember what's going on. And did you believe him at this point? Let me ask you that
No.
question. Okay, okay. Because
No.
yeah, me neither. Because he seems very. he seems better. Let me put it this way. And
Yes.
at this point, I'm thinking, oh, Lobster might be a freak.
Might
Like,
be?
no, no, no. As in, like, before this interaction,
Okay.
he might. Obviously, he's not in uni, but like he's in high school, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
he might be a terrible, not yeah, a terrible person because like, I'm like one, his tolerance looks or presents to be much higher than Saxon's.
Yeah.
And then also, if I'm just gonna go back to my favorite scene, apparently, the incest, that's not something that you just come up with. Like it does you don't fall into that choreography. It feels like something that he's either thought about or done before.
Oh, you're saying he's experienced.
Yeah, and also, again, which other show can we talk about this? Let me just go all in. I'll tag this episode as explicit. He wasn't sleeping with Chloe as someone who that was their first time. I'm just
Mm.
gonna say that there. So I just feel like he might be a lot more experienced and freaky
Oh my
than
god.
Saxon gives give credit for. Just put it this out. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm just dying at you analyzing his lack of being a virgin, apparently. According
Which
to
other show?
Banky,
Which other show can we do this?
according
Like
to
which
Banky,
other show can we do this? But I mean,
Lucky.
let me know. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you, am I reaching? Am I?
I don't
I
think
don't.
you're reaching. He was in there like a pro. I don't think you're reaching. For him to be doing that and also doing what he was doing
It's
to his brother, he
it's
yeah.
like your first time. You'll be
There's
really focused on the one thing you're doing.
there's
It's
some
a lot.
experience there.
Yeah.
I agree
Uh,
with you. Ah. Oh, I hope my family members don't listen to this.
do they know about the? I mean, you didn't write the show, and so far I'm the one that said all the bad things. So like, you're fine. Um. Um. Also, at least they know that you know what is right and wrong. You can put it that way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
your discussion of this, like, oh, she knows that what she's watching is wrong.
Mhm.
Anyways, so yeah, let's stay on Saxon because I want to stay on there. I want to finish with the Rattlers before we move on to other people. Um, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about the fact that you could be at a holiday resort and like this is just going on with somebody else that like came with you. It's like
Mind blowing. Mind blowing.
imagine if you're like Laurie and like to you like you're not okay, your word is not shattering, but like you're very annoyed because your friend is doing this to you,
Mhm.
not knowing that like people that you came in with on the same boat are just
Or
doing
yeah,
this thing.
incest is just casually happening.
Okay, so Saxon goes to the pool
Mhm.
and he meets Chelsea there.
Yeah.
Side note, sorry, I think Chelsea and Chloe have their names mixed up. I think Chloe should be named
Jim
Chelsea and Chelsea
Charles.
should be named Chloe. I've been wanting to say this for weeks. It's the
Why?
same way. I don't know. I feel like Chloe's more with Chelsea and Chelsea's more with Chloe
Hmm.
because Chelsea is Amy Lou Wood, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like she's more with Chloe and Chloe's more with Chelsea. It's the same way I felt about Art and Patrick from Challengers. Like
Oh.
I think Art should be Patrick and Patrick should be Art. I feel like those names feel more for those characters. But that's a random
Mm.
side point. Um, Yeah, so he meets Amy Lou Wood. I'm just gonna go back. He meets Amy Lou Wood at the pool,
Mhm.
and my first note here is that Saxon's makeup is so good this episode because he looks white as a ghost. Like he give that boy
Pale.
a sprite. He's
And
struggling.
you know what? It's I like that you brought this up. You can tell that it's a mix of being hungover, being off whatever drugs they were, but
Hmm.
also being in complete and
Yeah.
utter horror
Hmm.
and shock at
Shock.
what happened to him.
100%. Yeah,
He
100%.
cannot believe it. He's going through
I
like
don't even think he fully believes it yet. He still
no.
wants to believe that it's like a dream or something. Like yeah, he's still kind of fighting it.
Mhm.
He looks so pale. I was like, "Oh my god, this guy is struggling. This guy is going through." Is this the worst holiday any family has ever had?
The worst. They're all going through such horrible things, well,
Oh my
except
god!
Piper and
And
Victoria.
I have thought of Victoria lost Alonso Palm. To her, that's the world ending. That's she's kind of in a bad spot. Um, yeah, and he has I like something I like as a TV watcher is when a writer writes a line and it's delivered and the line hits me. And
Mhm.
then the show tells you, oh, that line is going to hit you because like the music kicks in or like the
Mhm.
other actor's face. Because like
Mhm.
when Chelsea says to him that you're soulless, sad. Oh my god. I think my mouth
Yeah.
came open. And then you
Yeah.
see his face. And I think that's the first time we've seen Saxon have genuine emotion this season.
Mhm.
That's what it chooks him. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, like shock him. It was like, oh my god. It's
Mhm.
like, oh, like I don't know why that particular thing hits him that much, but like you can see that he's not like that's a lot for him to say that he's
Mhm.
soulless. Um, and then let's just because this is not the next scene, but let's just finish with the pool because later Chloe comes over and we'll talk about Chloe and Rick later. But after the conversation she has with not Rick, sorry,
Greg,
Greg, yeah,
Gary, whatever
Greg,
he's
Gary, yeah.
going by.
After she speaks with, actually, should we just do them now? Because
Yeah,
it's
let's
quite
do
quick.
them.
Do them
Mhm.
right now. She gets the idea that Greg is jealous or suspecting that she slept with one of the brothers.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, Greg. And then when she goes back in, Greg tries to lightly interrogate her. That doesn't really last long. And he's like, she
Mhm.
should bring people over because he has something he quote unquote wants to deal with
Mhm.
and he needs her help.
Mhm.
And I was thinking that like we've just seen her on the boat explain to Amy Lou Wood that like how desperate she is to keep this relationship.
Yeah,
And also from the first episode, like I've always said, like she's always been kind of sketchy to me. So I don't think I think she would agree to Greg if Greg has a nefarious plot
for
on
sure.
hand. So I was like, okay, that's interesting that like he tells her, look, I have something I need to help me with. I need something
Mhm.
to deal with. I need to help me.
Yeah.
And she kind of agrees. Obviously, she goes to the pool and she invites them to dinner
Yeah.
that night. And let me just read the lines of dialogue between the three of them. Um, so first of all, Emily Wood says you've never had a threesome, and then he's like, "Yeah, I have, but not with another guy." And then Chloe's like, what about last night?" And then the score hits this like solitary note of like, boom. It's
Ah,
like, and then he's like, that's what she's like, blah, 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 that's my younger brother, whatever. And then Chelsea's like,
I
yeah,
loved it.
and you guys made, oh my God, her reactions in this scene are spectacular, Emily Lou Wood. Like,
Amazing.
her face is doing such great acting. And she's like, yeah, and you guys made out. And Saxon is like, it was a joke. And and then Chloe is like, what part was a joke? He says, you guys forced us to. And then she comes with the dagger. I didn't force him to jerk you off. And then the score goes crazy.
Man.
Because I don't know why I didn't think like it was gonna be revealed so early.
Mm.
I don't know why. It's just obviously we only have 2 episodes left, so it makes sense that it's be revealed now.
No,
But
yeah.
like it's just had the way she delivers and lands with that final punchline. I was just like, yeah, this is elite elite stuff right here. Um yeah, I mean that whole pool thing. Do you have any like thoughts on it that we haven't
Yeah.
already covered?
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, Chelsea's last line where she says, "There's not a drug in the world that can make me get with my brother." 'Cause real.
But she says
w
no judgment though.
int
I was like, sounds very
She's
judgy.
judging,
Sounds very judgy.
and she's not wrong. I don't care how high you
It's not possible.
are. Your
Yeah,
brother? Come on.
yeah,
Come
yeah. I
on.
mean, I have friends that like no matter how drunk or high or out of it, I would never get to it. So like
Yeah. Talk
much
less of
less
your
your
sibling.
family, yeah.
It's crazy.
But even the part where he's like, it was a joke that we pecked on the lips. Who's cracking those jokes? Who is laughing with you?
Nobody.
Well, now
No.
you're frats. This is what do you mean it was a joke?
Ah,
Um,
Saxon.
oh gosh, Saxon, man. What a family. This is anyway. Then Saxon goes back to the villa
Mhm.
and we meet Tim again. Tim has just left his second daydream of the murder suicide.
Yeah.
And my note here is that so it could be two things because Saxon seems, at least in this scene, to be the person most aware of Tim's descent. So it's either he's the most connected to his dad, or Tim is just so far gone that it's quite obvious now to everybody.
It
Like, I don't know
has
which one it is.
it has to be that it is obvious
Mhm,
because I think that's what I brought up last week as well. It's, do they even know who their dad is? This man is obviously very different from the person
mhm,
that came in episode 1, and nobody is asking him any questions other than Victoria, obviously. But none of the kids are saying, "Dad, are you okay? You're acting strange. You're
yeah,
being weird. What is happening?" And yes, I do think maybe Saxon might be closer to his dad. They work together,
mhm.
you know?
But close enough that he can, because you can be close, but close enough that he can recognize when there's something wrong is my question. Like, because
E-
you can be physically close, you can
yeah,
be talk
I think
about
he is.
Duke sports or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he is.
Um. Okay, so let's, I guess, rewind, but still staying in this storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when they come back from the boat, they meet Victoria and Piper, who are ready to go to the monastery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to make sure that she's not joining a cult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you a question. What country does Victoria think she's in?
China, Taiwan. Maybe she thinks she's in Singapore. I don't know where that
This
lady
is
thinks she is.
this is this is not the first time she's done this.
I don't know
And
where she
Piper is
thinks
like,
she
"Mom,
is.
what are you talking about?"
She, she's not on planet Earth with the rest of us.
Um,
That's for sure.
I think, which is a bit sad for me, who is like a Carrie Coon truther, but I do think that they're pitching Parker Posey as like the Emmy nominee winner for this season. She's been doing the press last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see other cast really doing press since like the start of the season.
I saw Patrick
Yeah, yeah,
Shore's whatever.
Schwarzenegger, yeah. But I think
Yeah.
he should definitely, because this is his big break. He needs to kind of like, this is where he's like, okay, I'm more than just Arnold's son. Like this is kind of
Mm-hmm.
the thing that I think. Um, but yeah, I think so. She might be the person in line with the Jennifer Coolidge, Tanya thing. It makes sense, like the
Mm-hmm.
kooky, out
Yes.
of it character that she probably gets the Emmy. That's fine. Yeah. But I was just like, yeah, like she keeps on bringing on China and Taiwan. I'm just like, babes, do we know what country? Do you know what country?
Oh, what a
um,
lady.
but yeah, so Piper asks Lachlan to come with them
Mm-hmm.
to the monastery.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And later, after Tim talks with the monk, which we're going to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, guys, this might be a long episode in case that has not come in half an hour in, we're still on the Ratfliffs. Um, and Tim ends up giving his blessing. And Victoria says she'll allow it if Piper can spend a
Spend
night
the
there.
night. Yeah.
And then Lachlan offers to
To
spend
stay.
a night there. I have thoughts in this that I couldn't even write in my notes
I think
because
we might be thinking the same thing.
they're too.
Ah, Lachlan, you nasty freak. You heathen.
Oh gosh.
They better not be up to anything in a freaking temple.
So here's the thing. I'm now at this point I'm thinking, oh, he's managed to get with his brother, so he's like more emboldened to finish the
Mm-hmm.
finish the collection.
Okay.
Because him like saying, "Oh, I'll come with you to the monastery," him defending her earlier,
Mm-hmm.
him saying, "I'll spend the night with you," it was giving very much like I'm trying to make it happen, right? I'm trying to make it work. So I'm like, oh, he's now emboldened by the fact that I was able to get it done with his brother. It felt very serially, let's put it like that. But not to defend the, what do you call someone that does incest? What do you call them?
I don't even
The
know.
incestor? Not to defend the incestor, but now skipping to the end of his storyline, when the monk tells them to quieten their monkey minds,
Mm-hmm.
he starts to remember the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And that is played like it's a surprise to him as well.
Yeah,
Is that how you read that?
that's how I saw it too.
So
Yeah.
I guess the idea is that he too had been blacked out.
Mhm.
So I think that maybe kind of invalidates the idea of him, I don't know, trying to tick off Piper from the list. You don't think he
No.
does?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Oh gosh, what a storyline. So apparently, Mike White got this season
Mhm.
while sick, kind of like in a dream. So apparently, I think he went to Thailand for. I guess he knew he
Oh.
wanted to do Thailand. I guess
So it
because
was a
he's
fever
yeah.
dream.
So he
Makes sense.
so he goes to Thailand. I think he apparently gets really sick in Thailand when they're
Mm.
scouting locations, and then he's like really sick in hospital. And when he comes out, he's just like, "I have season three," and it's just
You know what? Mike White, I want to hang out with you for like a day. I just want to know how
I
your
do want
mind
to know.
works.
I want to know what parts of season three are from the fever dream,
Mhm.
and it could have. Honestly, it could have been everything. Maybe it just has different. We saw different like little things, but part of that makes sense. Like this incest thing makes sense that it's a fever dream because your
Yes.
sane mind is not allowing you to come up with this. Like,
Never. Never. You think I'm just sitting down and I'm imagining
yeah,
an incest situation, but it's a threesome.
because even
What?
even you'll be like, I can't show the HBO executives this. Like they will think I'm crazy, even though I've
No.
won like 1,000 Emmys for the first two seasons. But yeah, so like, so okay, so you don't think it, but okay, but does it give Lachlan more? What's the word? More leash in terms of what happened the night before? Are we not like holding him as accountable considering he blacked out as well?
Uh, no. Let's be serious here. Blacking out is okay, he woke up and he's like, I can't remember what happened last night. That's
Uh-huh.
fine. But
Mhm.
when last night was happening, you were aware of
He looked very present.
decisions.
That his smile was
Yes.
very present.
You knew what you were doing. So no, I do not give him any
do you
leeway or a
do you know
leash.
what you're doing when you're blacked out?
I wouldn't know. I've never blacked out before.
I blacked out once, and
Did you know what you were
that's my
doing?
story for this. No, I don't know. Like I don't know if you know what you're doing when you're doing it.
Fair.
You get what I'm trying to say? Like it's like
Mhm.
obviously you don't remember what you did, but when you're doing
Mhm.
it, are you making those like
Conscious decisions.
definitely not conscious, but are you making those decisions, or is it just? I guess it can't just be happy. I don't know how to put it, but like it's like, can you be held responsible? Obviously, I guess you can, but like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
I
what in the
understand.
moment, how much
Yes.
of it is you actually wanting to do that,
Mm.
and how much is you just I'm not trying to shoot him Bill. I'm trying to like basically because we agree that like obviously Saxon is very out of it. Again, he's not completely blameless, but like he's very out of it. But like it seems that we're blaming Lachlan more than we are
Blaming
Saxon. And I'm
Saxon?
wondering
Okay.
are we doing that? Not yeah.
Mm.
Just
Good, good, good
as a
point.
general thought experiment.
Good point. I think they both have blame, but back to the blacking out thing. You might not be aware, you're not conscious, but like your subconscious, it's still you, it's still your mind, it's still your
Hmm.
body. So there has to have been a part of you that wants to do that or that
Yeah.
wants to continue that action. I don't know. This is very interesting topic. It's giving
Yeah.
severance.
It's like yeah, you are. No, because like I think for Lachlan especially, we know the show has shown us that like he was at least harboring these thoughts before
Mhm.
this night,
Mhm.
right? But then by that logic, considering Saxon goes along with it, are we saying that he also wanted to do, or is it just like he was really did not have control of his motor functions?
I don't know, because you remember Saxon made a comment about his sister being hot, and he's wondering why she's not fucking. Is
Because
oh.
I think at the risk of obviously wading into very tricky territory,
Mhm.
right? Yes, I'm a man. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just go with that premise. Obviously, if somebody is roofied
Okay.
and something is done to them,
Mhm.
like even if they in that moment like participate, quote unquote, like
Mhm.
it doesn't necessarily mean that they wanted to. Like they
Mhm.
don't know what is going on. Trying to say like, and I think that might be interesting in the way both Saxon and Lachlan are portrayed.
Yes.
Because even though, like you said, even though they both black out,
Mhm.
Lachlan seems a lot more, I want to do this, while Saxon looks like it is happening to me.
To me, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that could be kind of the differentiator is, yeah, it's a good,
Mhm.
you see, guys, a podcast that can do both. We can analyze incestuous threesomes while also having good conversations about about roofie dynamic. No, but I do think I think we are right in attributing more blame to Lachlan.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to understand why we are doing that
During
and
that,
like and
yeah.
shifting more bail
Yeah.
to Saxon. Um okay, so wow, for 40 minutes and we're still on still on the Ratfliffs. I didn't realize it took up so much real estate this
They
episode.
did.
Uh,
They did.
okay, so I think have we finished with the brothers?
Yes.
Is there anything we haven't touched on? We kind of forgot figured it out. Okay, so let's do Piper
Yeah.
because Piper speaks with the monk.
Mhm.
And I have a quote here that she says, I've been feeling very lost. The things my family cares about, I just don't.
Mm.
And she seems very genuine. She was giving off very strong Fred Hetchinger vibes from season one, who is like Sydney's brother, who
Mhm.
he stays in Hawaii, right?
Yes.
That's how he stays in
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
So what did you think of this? Her confession basically to the monk and all of that. Like seeing this is the first time we're seeing her real? Like, are we
Mhm.
like, yeah. So, what did you think?
Yes, I believe that she believes what she's saying
Hmm.
to the monk, and that she believes she has good intentions on why she wants to stay. I know we had discussed previously that is this just another case of a white woman trying to find herself like another eat pray love essentially.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I do think she's coming from, or she thinks she's coming from, an honest place. Um I guess we'll see what happens next episode after the sleepover. But that's what I think about Piper for now
Hmm.
with the monk.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I do think like it seems like it's coming from at least a place that she thinks is real and genuine.
Mhm.
She believes it's what she's saying, which makes me feel like it's not going to work out.
No,
I think either due to external factors, maybe her father dies, or like something in her, like her true nature comes out,
definitely. A
and
year?
then I don't think she's going to get to the year. I think like by the time she's leaving this
Resort,
holiday,
yeah.
she's not coming back for the
Mm,
thing. Like something happens that either changes her mind or shows her that she actually doesn't really care about this.
mm,
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, Victoria saying do one night and you can come back. Like that's easy.
mhm.
Like that should be easy. If you especially if you wanted to do this for a year, you can
So
like to
bad,
me
yes.
that's a freebie. That's like
Yeah.
thank you. So I'm yeah, I feel like I think she thinks she believes what she's saying,
Mhm.
but I think maybe the show will prove that she wasn't
She
yet.
wasn't.
Yeah. I think it's too early for her. Like if she's really I don't know what word to use, but if she's really the good character, I
Mhm.
think it's too early for her to like she hasn't had any realization, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Because she's still the same character she was when she
When
first started.
when we got here,
It's just
yes.
that now she's like saying it out loud.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a change, something needs to happen, either internally or externally with her.
Mhm.
Um Staying with the monk, Tim goes to speak with the monk.
Yeah.
Um, and this scene starts. First of all, this scene is immediately after Chelsea. Which one? Amy Lou Wood. Which one is that?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Really after Chelsea tells Saxon that he has no soul,
Yes.
and then the monk tells Tim, blah blah blah. Little American teenagers are coming to Thailand, everything,
Mhm.
and that he thinks it's a lost connection with the spirits.
Mhm.
And I thought that was just a very like one and
Mm.
two
It
A and
was.
B type of
Definitely was.
conversation. And then he has on that quote where he says, "Everyone runs from pain towards the pleasure, but when they get there, only to find more pain, they can't
Mm.
outrun pain." What do you think Tim gains from this conversation with the monk?
I My thought after that was, I think Tim gained more from talking to the monk than Piper did, or
Mhm. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Piper has ever. gotten from being a Buddhist in her
Yeah,
years sort of practicing it. I think this was good for him. I feel like he needed it. You know, it's like a coming to Jesus thing, or like when Catholics go talk to like priests and
confession.
stuff.
Yeah,
Exactly. Um, yeah, I think it was a
but
really
my only thing is that I was thinking like it's a good thing to hear, and
yes.
in that moment, Tim can be like, "Oh, this is great,"
Hmm.
but the fact is that once you step out, your problems are still
They're
there.
still there.
So I don't know, does it actually help? Like, it's one thing, it's a good way to live life, so you avoid getting those problems. But when the problems
Yes.
are already there, it's almost like this doesn't help me in any way.
I because the monk is telling him don't run away from pain, essentially. Embrace it. And maybe it might change the way
Fair,
he approaches his crime.
fair.
And
So don't, yeah. Like
maybe
if you
don't
run,
kill yourself. Just face the music.
yeah, killing yourself is just more pain. You're running
Yes.
from that pain. However, the monk does have this very flowery and comforting description of death,
Mhm.
which I wrote is maybe not the best thing to tell someone that wants to commit suicide. Because you've described death in a way that he now wants to do it even more. It's like,
Yes.
oh, okay, I am gonna go rest. So it's like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, if he left there being like, you know what, I really want to go kill myself now because I'm just gonna return to the ocean. I wouldn't blame him because it's just like
Mhm.
it's not the thing to hear as
Mhm.
a suicidal person. So yeah, I do agree with you and kind of like I think this is because all season I've been like, where is the religious aspect of the season?
Coming in. Yes.
Obviously, Piper wants to be a Buddhist or whatever, or she's a
Mhm.
Buddhist rather. But like, we know they wanted to interact with the religion specifically. I think you're right. This one scene with Tim,
Mhm.
probably not the end of it, but this one scene with the Tim definitely.
Yes.
Also, I think the fact that I didn't catch this, I might have been wrong, but I thought the Amrita, the therapist,
Yeah.
with Rick, I thought she was doing like yoga, like just normal stuff. But obviously, the
Mhm.
fact that she says monkey minds, the same. I guess this was very. It was a Buddhist as well,
Buddhist.
so it was.
Yes.
It was. I didn't know it was religious. I thought it was more just. I don't know,
Yeah.
therapy or whatever. Um. That we'll wrap up this discussion talking about Tim and Victoria because Victoria says she needs Piper to fear poverty,
Yes.
like everyone else we know. I don't think that at this age I'm meant to live an uncomfortable life. Preach. I just don't have the will. I just don't have it
Yes.
in me. I don't
Yes.
think I ever did.
Oh, yeah. Um, child, I I agree with her. I can't
Yeah.
even lie. I agree with her, but I don't think that's what Tim
Oh
wanted
no
to
no no
hear
no no no.
at all.
That's
That took him by surprise, and that's
if
kind
the
of
monk
surprising, yes,
if the monk had calmed him down, this definitely took his heart rate back up. Yeah.
definitely, and it just makes me wonder, why does that shock you, though? You know your wife, and you know what
Well,
she's used to. Why would it shock you that she says, "I don't want to be
well.
poor"?
I mean, I think he like obviously you know your wife with those creature comforts, but maybe you don't necessarily think that she can't survive without those creature
Mm,
comforts. Like it's one of like I guess when those things are gone that you know the real person
fair
because you can
enough.
tell yourself, oh no, it's fine. If we were poor, we were to figure it out. And
Yes.
she's just like
But she's
she's living like
never not. Mm,
yes, she's living like this because these things are available.
yeah.
But yeah, so I guess it's one thing to think that, but obviously when she's like, nah, 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 nah.
Mhm.
If we were poor, I would be dead. That's not
Mhm.
gonna. That's not happening. So yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, you're right that like it shouldn't shock you. Like it doesn't shock us as listeners because
Yeah.
we kind of know. But I guess I don't know when they met, maybe she wasn't even that rich when they met. He thought okay, but like she was like, I never. Yeah, I don't know. It's because I guess the feeling that she's not from wealth.
You think so?
I don't know why I think that. I don't even know why I think
Hmm.
that actually. I thought maybe it was more like she married into his wealth. But I have no reason for thinking
Hmm.
that. I don't know why I just think that. Um,
Yeah.
but I think because of the way she keeps on like talking about Tim's success.
Yeah,
She
okay.
doesn't necessarily talk about it like, oh, it's like we came together.
Okay, yeah.
It's more like, oh, look at your dad, he's so successful.
Okay.
That's I think that's the reason why I think that maybe she didn't come from Earth as well. But I might be wrong. But no, I think like yeah, he's just like why would he, I think he's not really surprised. It's like why would you
Why would you
say that
say
you would
that?
rather die than be rich?
Yeah.
And he's just to him, it's just like 'cause I don't think for him, I don't think it's the lack of money that is like s- killing him. It's the definitely reputational damage,
Yes.
but also just the fact that he's going to let down his family
Yeah.
and all of that. I think it was like, oh, you get to lose your money, but no one knows or whatever. Like
Mhm.
it's like if he had lost his money in the crash, right? Like in a stock market crash, he'll be. I think he believes that he'll be able to figure things out. It's
Yes.
more of the way he's losing his money, the
Yeah.
corruption, the prison, all of that. So it's like he doesn't want to go through all of that and put run his name through the mud. Um. Okay, let's. Should we go to our favorite friends?
Yes.
Um. Kate, almost an hour on the Ratfliffs. That was incredible. I didn't think we were gonna do that. But you know what? When you give us a plot line like a three-way scene that requires an anatomy of a scene, then
At
we
the
will.
start too?
Yeah, this time. And it's just okay. So Kate sees Valentine leaving Jacqueline's room,
Mhm.
and she tries to gossip with Laurie about it, but that goes hilariously wrong. It's
So
just
bad. So, so bad. I was watching that and you had brought up mutually beneficial bitching. It wasn't
mhm.
mutual. Ooh, Lori did not take that well at all.
So should Kate? But I guess this goes back to your point that you've been saying all season about they don't know each other.
Mhm.
Like, should Kate know better than to bring that up to Laurie?
I think
Because she
she
didn't.
should have brought it
Yeah.
up, but not the way
Okay.
she brought it up. She brought it up more of like a, "Oh my gosh, you're never gonna believe what
Yeah.
happened," instead of
Yeah.
like a, "Yeah, like this actually happened."
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if she wanted the goal that she wanted,
Mhm.
does she should know better than like she should know that how
Yes.
Laurie would affect how Laurie would
She
react
should
to it.
know that but she wouldn't laugh about it.
Yeah.
She should know better.
Well, I don't know. Even I would know that though. Like, just spend the night with them. Like, I would know that.
Yes.
Like, yeah. I don't
So,
know.
is it that they're
It's
not friends or is it that Kate is just lacking in EQ?
probably both. Probably both because I can't. It's definitely not like it's not nefarious. She's not trying to like hurt Laurie.
Mhm.
She genuinely doesn't think that Laurie would react her
React that
face.
way.
Where
She's
she's
like, "I
like,
just thought you were gonna laugh."
she's like, I didn't think you were gonna care so much. I just thought and I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been in such a situation where it's like, this is not how I thought this was gonna go. I brought it up because I thought we are just gonna laugh about it. I didn't think you were gonna like actually be this affected by it.
Yeah. She should have
Um,
known better.
I think Leslie Bibb was very funny this episode. Like when speaking of bad EQ, when Laurie is like, oh, and when Kate told me, and Leslie Bibb was like, what the why are you bringing what'd you say fuck me for? Why are you
What'd you say
bringing
fuck me for? Now why am I in it? For
and then
real.
the funny thing is that like she does that look and then Laurie's like, you did. Like Laurie's like, yeah, you did say
She's doubling down. You told me now, like, why are you acting brand new? No.
I was like, oh my god. It's yeah, this is it's just the fact that this came out. I'm not gonna lie to you. This but I didn't talk about White Lotus season two, but with this White Lotus season three is quickly shooting up Mike White up my list of like television writers. I'm just
This
like,
no, it's great writing.
I like
It's
the fact that the same man can have incest threesome and this like Kate, Laurie, Jacqueline conversation in his head is just quite impressive. I don't think to you. Um, yeah. So yeah, and obviously, as actually we didn't expect this because we're not sure how people were gonna react. Were they gonna keep
Mhm.
on keeping it in? But like
Mhm.
this was the strong that put the cameras back.
Mhm.
Like Laurie's like, no, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna talk
Yep.
about it. It's like, why are you lying that it didn't happen? She has first of all, just some quick lines I want to shout out.
Yeah.
She's like, I need to bring it up. And then Kate is like, why? Why do you have to bring it up? And then she's like,
Uh,
and then Kate's like, one person's fake is another person's good manners. And I was like, I've been there. I get that. I sometimes it's just like, let's just keep it quiet. We don't have to bring it up.
please.
Um, and then like I think Laurie says the line that kind of summarizes the entire relationship and this
Mhm.
season with them. It's like nobody ever changes. We're still the same people we were in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not getting an understanding of who they are as
Mhm.
characters because to our knowledge, Kate is the only one that has heard them talking about her and like not she didn't bring it up. Like she just let it go. Because I don't think Laurie didn't hear it in the second episode.
No,
She
she
didn't hear what they
didn't
were
hear
saying.
what he said. Yeah.
Jacqueline didn't hear it. She just knew they were talking about them. She didn't hear
Yeah.
what I was saying either. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever, they're just jealous of me. But Kate hears what they say
Yeah.
and she just moves on, which
Yeah.
goes in line again with her saying one
Saying what?
person's
Yes.
good manners, one person's fake.
Yes.
So, but then, and then also Jacqueline is, so I do think like, so for example, if Laurie heard what they were saying about her daughter,
Yeah.
it feels like she would have brought it up. It feels like the one in the
Definitely.
friendship would have brings things up.
Yes. She's
Like they all
the.
bitch about each other, but like I think they all have different ways of interacting.
I agree. I think she's definitely the confrontational one. If she has a
Mhm.
problem, she's gonna bring it up and she's gonna talk about it.
Not to stereotype them, but I think it's kind of like Jacqueline was the pretty popular one.
Mhm.
Laurie was the smart one,
Mhm.
and then Kate was the one that was always just trying to fit in
In the
somewhere,
middle.
and like she
Yes.
was always like, which was just the people pleaser, trying to
Yeah.
like get with each group, and it makes sense now and then. And then and then Jacqueline has a hilarious line, which is like, "Do you know how much gossiping I need to live with?" I didn't think it was my. I was like,
Few people
"Girl,"
can trust and they're talking shit about me behind my back. Bitch,
I
you
was
did
like,
the same
it's like,
thing.
what we? And that's when I was like, "Oh, I know who Kate is," because Kate wasn't like, "I heard you talking about me," or
Yes.
even better still, we're talking about Laurie as well. Like it's like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, "Okay, Kate is the she's not gonna bring things up. She's
She
the
won't
people
bring it
pleaser."
up.
And then Jacqueline's just like, she's like, "Oh my god, you are." I don't know if it's delusional or
She is
narcissistic or all of them.
everything
It's like,
together. She is a very delusional lady.
yeah, it's. I was like, oh, okay. Um, Island episode had 10-year younger brother. Oh, we got her age. This episode, she's 45. So not brother, sorry, her boyfriend.
Her husband.
But considering the show we're watching, brother, sure, why not? So we guess she's 45, guessing her husband is about 30, 35 as well.
Mhm.
Um, and he finally calls back and they, I guess, have the phone sex that she wanted to have
Yeah.
24 hours earlier.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I think this is Friday because the fights are on Friday. So I guess next episode we'll do the rest of the day.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I'm intrigued to see where this
Friendship.
storyline goes, this friendship, because I feel like
Yes.
I wonder if Kate is actually going to speak up at some point.
I would love to see that.
Hmm.
Personally, I would love to see Kate say something about both of them as well. Like, you told me this and you told me this and I heard this. Um, yes, I would like to see that actually.
um,
But
yeah. Anything else that we have to talk about this, guys?
no, Valentin, silly guy.
He's still
Very
trying.
silly
He's
guy.
still trying his shot. He's still trying to get with Laurie.
Oh,
He's still like
so
he's like
silly.
I like dancing with Laurie. I mean, can we blame him? He's just trying his shot. Like shooting
Oh,
his shot.
please. Please.
So if what's your issue with Valentine? Like if Laurie wanted to get with him, you say he shouldn't because he's got with Jacqueline.
Um, just personally, I wouldn't get with someone who got with my friend the night before.
Yeah, but that's not Valentine's problem. That's Laurie's problem. I'm speaking from Valentine's point of view here.
I mean, men be doing stupid shit. As I wouldn't
Okay,
go after m- someone when I just slept with their friend the night before. But
fair.
that's just my own personal ethics. I don't know about Valentine.
Not ethics. Um. Okay, so I think we're gonna go to the fight. Obviously, we're gonna see his friends again, and like
Yeah.
I think we all kind of agree that he's friends are the robbers.
Defo.
So, um, Belinda, quickly.
Mm.
Um, this is what happens when you wait till the night for your husband, your son is coming back to get some. Like
I love it for her, man. She
she could have
got
done it,
some.
could have done it earlier. No one was stopping you. Her son. I have a theory. I was thinking about this as to why they show us, apart from it being funny, but why they show us see. Sorry, why they show us that her son sees her in bed with Ponchai.
I think it probably to display their dynamic and their relationship. Very
Yes,
supportive, very like
close.
friendly. Yeah, they're friends, they're
Yes,
close. I think that was the point of it.
yeah, and I exactly I agree with you, and I think it will explain that why she would tell him about Greg.
Yes.
Like I think if there were real mothers, not real, no, no, normal. That's the wrong word.
Mm, yes.
Common mother son relationship. We got there in the end. Mother son relationship. She might not necessarily tell him about Greg, right? He's a
Agreed.
university student, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we know he knows about Tanya because they're talking about Tanya in season one.
Yes.
Um, but I think because of how close they are and they can joke about this thing. Even the way like he kind of
Do you need a
smirks.
minute?
Yes. How did you
Yeah.
feel seeing Zion back on your screen?
Oh, I felt good. It was good.
Hmm.
Always nice to see a young black man on my screen.
Just any young black man.
No,
So what makes this one special?
it's okay. There's nothing to explain.
Why can't
He's a
say
young black man.
why are you avoiding saying one word? Oh my god.
Ah. What word am I avoiding?
I don't
Like,
know.
you tell me.
There could be a bevy of words. I don't know.
Don't know what you want me to say. Oh, I just said I'm happy to see a young
This
black man on my
this PR this
screen.
this PR that you're doing, you're really trying to hold on to. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I think she's gonna tell him. I think explains that, okay, yeah, they're close and they have a good relationship, and she'll tell him
Hmm.
about Greg. Um, Ponchai offers to start a business with her.
He's so sweet. Oh,
Okay,
he's so sweet. Bless that guy. A bit forward, but
I
very
was waiting for that.
sweet.
Is this love bombing?
Ah, I don't know if it's love bombing yet, but it's a bit forward. It's a bit too soon to be proposing that.
What do you
Eh,
think is going through her mind when he says that and she's like watching him?
I think she's like, this is a very sweet guy,
Hmm.
but yeah, like a bit too soon.
Fair. I wasn't really sure. I was like, I had different options. One, is she like worried about being swindled again?
Mm,
Two, maybe she thinks he's sweet and she doesn't want him to get into Greg's crosshairs.
mm-hmm.
I wasn't really kind of sure what Belinda was thinking in that moment.
It also, I don't know, it felt like she was also considering it, maybe.
Hmm.
The way she
But like,
looked at him.
yeah, but even the way she says it's still a dream, it's not really like I don't know. It's because if they hadn't slept together and he offered that, I
Mm,
guess it would be different, right?
yes.
That's a purely business
Business
transaction.
decision, yes.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure if it was like too, like you said, too forward,
Mhm.
or if I don't know. It was a weird. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'm intrigued about her reaction to this. Um, then she has a very thinly veiled, threatening conversation with Greg, in which she's like, Greg is like going to speak, and I'm
That
like, okay,
guy.
let's speak now. We're both here. Let's just go to the restaurant where everybody can see us and we can speak. I don't
In
need to come to your
public,
house to speak. Like, can we just
I
speak
do
now?
not. He
Um, yeah, is
that
there a
guy's
chance that
scary.
Greg doesn't want to do something wicked to her?
I don't think there's a chance, man. This man plotted to have his wife killed.
He did do that. He did do that. I keep forgetting that. Like it was all like it was a full plan
I don't
with
trust
the
him.
murderous gaze. Yeah,
Yes,
you're right.
from what he said to Chloe, like he has plans and he needs
Something he
her
has to
help.
deal with.
He needs to invite people.
Yeah,
Why? Why?
so you can have an alibi.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, we rank.
Mm,
Let's wrap up. This is kind of the least meaty of the episode.
yes.
Rockwell is back, which I'm happy about. I thought it was a one and done, but he'll probably be here. He's like the Tom Hollander role from last
Mm,
season, or the um can't remember her name now. Molly Shannon role from season one, where they come halfway through and they're dead to the end of the season.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he's really trying to get back to his old ways. Um, we thank God for that because his old ways were a lot. Um, but Rick manages to get into the house, into the manager's house, and her husband, who we don't see again, but we hear him this time.
Yes.
Um, yeah, and I don't know, like we just kind of see what happens. He's done most of. I love when we're leaving the canoe boats, whatever,
Mhm.
and then Frank sees the gun on Rick. Like he's like, "Fuck, here we go." Like he's like, "You told me you're not bringing this
Bring in
gun."
this
Like,
gun. You wanted to have a
so
conversation, yeah.
he's like, "Fuck, okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Let's figure this out." I also love his like director costume. Like he's like, "How am I going to dress as a director? I'm going to wear a baseball cap and a bomber jacket." Um, yeah, I mean, Rick says he'll be back next day, so this is a quick thing.
Mhm.
Uh, do you think he kills it? Do you think this is actually his dad and his mom lied to him? Going
At
back to our season episode one theory.
one theory. At this point, I don't even know. It could be. It could be his actual dad, and that story was just to drive him off the scent.
Again, that story was too good. That story made his father sound like Jesus Christ. Like,
Yes. Yes. He could be his dad for all we
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Also, the fact that he's American, it feels very like
Yes.
because he says his dad died in Thailand, so this guy could have been Thai.
Yes.
But the fact that he's American, it's very possible that it is his dad. Yeah,
I
and his mom
agree.
just told him a story to kind of. But it's like did his mom tell him the story and be like, "This is the person that killed your dad," and then pointed to the real father, or did he do some like investigation and found? It's yeah,
We we
it's
don't
interesting.
know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, so a few random things before we leave.
Mhm.
Guy Talk gets his gun back.
I'm so happy for that guy.
I was actually very happy.
I was
As
so
someone
happy for him.
as someone who has lost things or like been in very like how the fuck am I in situation kind of situations,
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm so happy that you figured this
I
out because
was
I've
very
been where
happy
you
for
are.
him, and for him to
Um,
get the gun without being caught as well,
mhm,
I was
mhm.
happy for him. He needed a
Although
win.
they did again show us that this is a very highly monitored surrounding. They
Yes.
showed us CCTVs again, so like
Mhm.
again that could also come play a part. But it's also he's good at the gun range. He knows how to
He
use a
is.
gun.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be quite influential in the final two episodes.
for sure.
Um, his superior says to him, "Do you really think you have it in you?
Mhm.
Do you have a killer instinct?" So again, just TV brain. I think he's going to be faced with a situation that he will either pull the trigger
Mhm.
or he will fatally freeze.
Mm.
Like he will show that he doesn't have it in him, and then that will cost someone their life.
Someone's
I
life, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those two situations. I think yeah, definitely going to play a part. Mook seems more interested in him. I don't know what to make of that. Do you want to explain it to me?
It
It
happens.
happens? Okay.
When you're being chased, sometimes you're gonna be like, "Ah, okay. Let me
Okay.
let me think about it. Let me give him a shot."
Um, is there a date at the fight?
I think it is.
Is that smart?
What do you mean?
Is that a good first date?
Good question. It depends. Is that what if she's into it?
If she's
Yeah.
into it.
I think a good first date, oh, this is very I'm just a girl coded episode talk, but a good first date is just whatever you're both into. No?
That's fair. But I would say that if we're both into MMA,
Yes.
I wouldn't take her to an MMA fight on my first date.
Yeah, because you want to
I don't
talk.
particularly, no, not even that. Just particularly, I don't want to like exhibit men who are in better shape than me to
Oh
you
my
on my first date. I'm
god.
just saying,
I
I
wasn't even thinking of that.
well, these are the important things I think about. I'm just like, I don't necessarily want to show you men who are in fighting shape
Oh,
and then get
brother.
you all hot and bothered, and then you turn around and you look at me and like, oh, like let's go to dinner. Let me show you my mind first. Let me show you my communication skills, and then I can show you attractive men later. At which point it's already too late.
Oh
I mean,
god.
He's good at this. He's good at the gun range. Maybe he has an undercover great body. We don't
Yeah,
know.
who knows?
Yeah. So I think interesting to again. I think Mook. I feel like maybe she has one big scene
Left?
in the left here. One big
Mhm,
scene.
mhm,
I don't think they just put her here to be a love interest and like look cute and everything. Like so, I think
mhm.
like there's just one big scene, one
Left, yeah.
scene that affects the course of Guy Talk's story. Um, Anything else?
No, I think we covered
Covered
all of
it.
it.
You want to
Yeah.
talk about the incest scene one more time?
No, that's enough.
Did you think we are gonna spend that much time on the incest scene? All of a sudden,
I didn't. I knew we were
I
gonna spend some time on it, but
I
not
didn't do
that
that.
long.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My notes on it are very short. It's just like
Same.
as, as we're talking, it just like hitting me. I was like, oh, this is actually very well done. I was
Yeah.
like, this is just very well done. Yeah, good TV hits you like that. I really enjoyed it. Who's your MVP of the show so far as we wrap up? Do you have one?
Mm. I did say last week I really am enjoying Victoria Ratliff
Ratliff,
as
yeah.
a character. She's she's working for me, but it might also just be all the TikToks I'm consuming.
That's fair. Um,
um, her,
as
yeah,
someone who's not consuming any TikToks, it might be obviously because I went into the season to say like Carrie Coon is my
yes,
person, Walton
yes,
Goggins is my person, but
yes,
it might be Tim. It might be Tim Ratcliffe.
yes.
I think he might be the one who every scene, which is weird because he kind of has the not blandest, but like the most. I have seen this in another story
Before,
before.
mm-hmm,
Like it's oh you're caught in corruption scandal, whatever. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
but he's the one I guess I'm just like I want to see what you're gonna do in this scene.
yes.
Um, and maybe just like Patrick Schwarzenegger's line readings of things. So, but yeah, I think it's going in like, oh, obviously I love Carrie Coon, I love Walton Goggins, but I think it might be Tim Radcliffe so far. Jason Isaacs are probably like who I'm kind of
Wow,
gravitating more towards.
go Ratliffs.
I mean, best scene is still Sam Rockwell describing his call to Jesus
Oh,
moment.
for sure,
Yes,
for sure.
that was the best scene in the entire
That no,
show. Okay, let's wrap up there.
yeah.
Like we said, we are gonna try and get you the finale episodes or the last episodes as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I can't promise on a specific time. Hopefully, we get the screeners. If not, we'll try our best to get it to you.
Yeah.
But as always, we'll be here between now and the rest of this end of the season. Please check out other coverage on Severance, which has wrapped up, on
Mm-hmm.
Invincible, which has wrapped up. The other shows going on right
Donate.
now. Donate, yes.
Donate.
If you're looking for TV shows, Apple TV has a few shows coming out. There's Dope Thief, which is already out, which I've been
Mm-hmm.
looking. I think it was on our until list for last year. That's how long we waited for it. Your Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm,
Oh,
also on Apple
yes.
TV. I think that's in April. I think The
Yeah,
Studio with
April.
Seth Rogen is March 26th. So yeah, all these things. Apple TV has a few shows coming out to replace the Severance hole in your heart. Okay,
Mm.
buddy. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks everyone for listening. And join us next week, and I'll be joined by Oscar winner, BAFTA winner, Daniel Kaluuya. Bye, guys.
Bye.